For the upcoming general election, what does all this mean for you, the voter? What do the candidates have to offer? How prepared are agencies charged with the election process? Join John Kuria and Safina Chieng on Kenya Decides. This and every Tuesday from 10 p.m. on KBC Channel 1 as we unpack elections 2022 with a panel of various stakeholders. Make informed electoral decisions.
Ili kupata daktari wa tumbo kama sikiza tuni yako, bonyeza *811 *396#.
Alo, daktari. Nimekula githeri sahani ya kwanza, sahani ya pili, alafu sahani ya tatu. Nikapandilia avocado 2. Wakanilazimisha na mchele vijiko 7.
Kupata daktari wa tumbo, dial *811 *396#. *811 *396#.
Are you an aspiring candidate in the upcoming general elections? Do you want your agenda and manifesto to reach your voters effectively? At KBC, we have the most comprehensive and credible online platform that has profiles of all prospective candidates. Log on to www.kbc.co.ke/2022 aspirants and let Kenyans know more about you, your past achievements, your manifesto, and your development agenda once you get elected to office. What's more, the website is easy to navigate. We will create your profile, post pictures and short videos with your campaign messages at affordable hosting fees. Log on to www.kbc.co.ke/2022 aspirants today and establish your brand authority as we lead towards the forthcoming general elections.
Let's enjoy this happy day. Eid-ul-Mubarak, come on, let's celebrate. Eid-ul-Said, let's enjoy this happy day. Eid-ul-Mubarak, come on, let's celebrate, celebrate. Let's
Very well, it's Monday, the 2nd of May 2022, and this is KBC Prime Edition coming to you live from Broadcasting House right here in the capital city, Nairobi, Kenya. Tonight, the Muslims mark the end of Ramadan.
With peaceful coexistence, those are the calls by the clergy dominating the occasion.
Plus, boy shoots himself using father's gun, and many questions being asked. Why? Oh, why? All that coming up in tonight's live broadcast. But first things, our top stories.
With effect from 6 p.m. tonight, we have placed the whole of Marsabit County under curfew.
It's a dusk to dawn curfew in Marsabit. Government gives directive following recent killings in the area. Muslim faithful celebrate Eid-ul-Fitr to mark the end of the fasting during the holy month of Ramadan. Plus, shun divisive politics. Azimio la Umoja, one Kenya presidential flag bearer, Raila Odinga, urges Kenyans during his Laikipia tour. Thank you all for joining us. My name is Mboya.
And I'm Purity Museo at KBC Channel 1 News at Purity_Museo at Mboya24. The hashtag is Prime Edition. Anu Angeshi is our sign language interpreter tonight.
Straight to our top story, the government has imposed a 1-month 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew in Marsabit County, and it's not about COVID.
Cabinet Secretary for Interior and Coordination of National Government, Dr. Fred Matiang'i, while issuing the order, said the 1-month-long curfew is meant to allow security forces to deal with criminal activities and unrest in the area.
Zainab Said opens our coverage tonight with that report.
In one of the recent attacks in Marsabit County last Thursday, 5 people, including a chief and an assistant chief, being the recent victims of armed bandits in the area. It is for this reason that the government on Monday announced an immediate dusk to dawn curfew for the next 30 days.
With effect from 6 p.m. tonight, we have placed the whole of Marsabit County under curfew.
Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i said the curfew will enable security forces to restore order in the area.
Everyone in Marsabit who needs food will get food. Everyone in Marsabit who needs water will get water. Even that aspect of our government's work is going to be heightened. We are surging the numbers of those who are going to do relief food distribution there. The kind of bestiary acts that we have seen in that area must come to an end. We are now ready, prepared and available to address that cleanup in Marsabit once and for all. We are prepared for its challenges. It is not going to be easy, and we are not going in there to be popular. We are going in there to solve a problem.
Matiang'i also regretted that efforts by the government to bring sanity in the area by incorporating religious leaders was not successful, and accused political leaders from the area of not being truthful.
Security challenges in Marsabit have been by far recently the most costly in our country. You know, the lives of the leaders that we have lost as a result of these challenges, the lives of our ordinary citizens that we have lost as a result of these challenges. We've used elders, local lay leaders, brought together political leaders in the county to try and persuade them to reduce their arms race in that county. It's like they're in a race of who will acquire more illegal arms and who will arm their goons more than the other.
Matiang'i at the same time said the government has embarked on a crackdown on illegal weapons in the hands of civilians in Komo sublocation of Isiolo County. The CS said the disarmament exercise will extend to Sololo near Kenya and Ethiopia border. For Prime Edition, I'm Zainab Said.
Well, this next item is truly disturbing. Shock and grief has befallen the family of nominated Member of Parliament David Ole Sankok following the death of the nominated legislator's firstborn son, who is reported to have shot himself dead at their home in Narok County.
While Narok County Criminal Investigation Officer Mwenda Themba, who spoke to Channel 1 to confirm the incident, said that the boy shot himself on the chin using a gun belonging to his father at their home in Ewaso Nyiro Trading Center.
Now, the reason behind the Monday afternoon incident is yet to be established, with the DCIO reporting that the boy, who by the way is a Form 4 student at Kericho High School, was meant to report back to school last week. But the thing is, he failed to do so for reasons which are yet to be established.
Preliminary investigations into the incident have commenced.
We got a report that there was an incident at the home of Honorable Sankok in Ewaso Nyiro Trading Center, just outside the Narok town. So we went to the scene where we found that his firstborn son, who is in Form 3 in one of the schools in Kericho, and shot himself then using a shotgun that belongs to his father. What we are gathering is that he was meant to go back to school last week, which he didn't, for reasons that we are yet to establish. So this morning, that issue arose at home, and they were discussing it with the father. So the father left shortly to the nearest hotel called Osim, which belongs to him. Osim, just a short distance from the home. So the boy had access to the bedroom where the shotgun is kept, which he used to shoot himself at the chin, and the bullet exited at the top side of the head. So the boy died instantly. We have done all this preliminary at the scene, but now we have started our investigations.
But of course, we'll be following that story just to ensure that we let you know what the triggers for that act were. Now, Muslims in Kenya have joined the rest of the world in celebrating Eid-ul-Fitr, which marks the end of the fasting in the holy month of Ramadan.
The Muslim faithful congregated at various places of worship and opened grounds for morning prayers with messages of peace and political tolerance dominating the occasion.
Here's that report.
Nairobi's Asa Ali Muslim grounds. Muslims turned up in large numbers to celebrate Eid-ul-Fitr festival, marking the end of Ramadan. The Muslims leaders present here calling on Kenyans to be peace ambassadors and to shun divisive politics.
We pray that Muslims and the Muslim Ummah play their role in the society in ensuring that peace prevails during and after elections, to ensure that we Kenyan have an opportunity of electing the leaders that they want.
The congregants welcoming the festival that falls on a restriction-free period compared to the previous year where gathering was banned owing to the COVID-19 pandemic.
People used to pray at home and now we are allowed to pray in the masjid, so alhamdulillah, I'm happy about it. Let's not forget that sadaqah does not decrease your wealth, and give as much as you can. Wallahi, Allah will bless you triple. Sadaqah triples your income and everything you do.
In Nikuru's Meningai High School grounds, the message of peaceful coexistence resonated here too. Residents calling for peace and tolerance ahead of the general elections.
Waache kuongea mazungumzo ambayo yanaweza kuleta utata. Wakiwa na tofauti zao, ni bora waitane. Wakae chini kwa pamoja, wazungumze mambo yao, watatue. Lakini wakisema kwamba kila mtu akiwa na hasira, kila mtu akiongea anaongea kwa hasira, haya maneno yao yanaweza kurudi nyuma yakatuathiri sisi.
In Kilifi County, the Muslim faithful expressed their gratitude for finishing the month and celebrating Eid together with the rest of the brothers countrywide.
Tukue na amani, tufanyeni kura kwa amani, tuwe wamoja.
And Muslims in Isiolo County gathered in several mosques to celebrate Eid, even as religious leaders called on the residents to embrace peaceful coexistence among the several communities living in the cosmopolitan county. Finally, in Mandera County, the faithful gathered at the Jamia Mosque grounds for prayers, even as calls for peaceful campaigns ahead of the general election took the center stage.
Tusiweke kati ya watu wale viongozi wanagombania chuki na vita katika Kenya yetu. Tunaomba Kenya iwe salama salimin, tutulize wananchi, tusipeane maneno kali ambayo inaweza leta, wazizushe maneno mbaya ambayo inaweza leta vita.
The Muslim Ummah has been called upon to remain steadfast in their religion even after the month of Ramadan and remember the less fortunate. Yusuf reporting for Prime Edition from the Sali Muslim grounds, Nairobi.
Well, Yusuf bringing us that report. Let's take you to Mombasa, where the faithful gathered for the morning prayers at Ronald Ngala Primary School grounds, where leaders called for peace and tolerance during this electioneering period.
Area Kabi Hamad Kasim said or led the Muslim faithful in celebrating Eid-ul-Fitr to mark the end of the month-long dawn to dusk fast. Anburu reports.
Early morning, thousands of Muslim faithful gathered at the Ronald Ngala Primary School grounds in Mombasa for Eid prayers. The prayers brought together leaders who called on Kenyans to be tolerant and maintain peace during and after the August poll.
Kwetu sisi hapa ujumbe wetu tunaomba umoja, tunaomba heshima, tunaomba udugu na tunaomba furaha, hususan wakati huu wa siasa. Tumesema hatutaki kujenga chuki. Kwa hakika chuki haijengi, chuki inabomoa.
Wasia wangu kwa kila mmoja ambaye anajaribu kushindana, ni nchi huru, ni sehemu ambayo ni huru, lakini pia tukumbuke kwa Mombasa ni mji, tumekuwa na amani, watu kuweza kuridhiana, watu kuweza kuishi kwa pamoja kwa muda Kwa hivyo tutaomba hizi campaign tusiwe ni wenye kuuchafua mji.
Na pia tuomba Mwenyezi Mungu aijalie nchi yetu kuwa na amani, tuwe na uchaguzi ambao utakuwa wa amani na furaha. Yeyote atakayeshinda aweze kuongoza nchi hii kwa misingi ya demokrasia na dini kama ambavyo imekuwa hapo awali.
Led by Mombasa County Governor Hassan Joho, the leaders also called on politicians to be tolerant with each other during the electioneering period, reminding them that Kenya belongs to everyone.
So na sisi wote kando ya kuwa ni ndugu moja, bado pia ni watu wa nchi moja. We all are Kenyans. And there is no two ways about that. We cannot tomorrow wake up and say, mimi sasa hii nchi we are divorcing. We will not. It shall never happen. And therefore, whatever we do, let us just be respectful. Let us observe always decorum as we play our politics. It should never be politics of division, politics of hatred, name calling and what have you, because this almost is becoming the trend.
Na kila mmoja mwenye kujaribu kusimama katika kitu chochote, tusijaribu kuchafua mji wetu na Kenya yetu kwa jumla. Gharama na yale mambo tutakuwa tumeweza kuyafanya kwa sababu ya maneno ya kutupa katika majukwaa, kuitana majina hivi na vile, uza sera yako, mwingine uza sera yake.
Mombasa residents were also urged to be wary of leaders whose agenda is not issue based.
Nawaomba watu wa Mombasa tushikane pamoja. Siasa si chuki, na wakati huu wa siasa unakuja, wakati wa elections unakuja, tunaomba kwa tufanye elections zetu kwa amani na kwa busara, na tuchague viongozi ambao wataleta maendeleo hapa Mombasa.
For Prime Edition from Mombasa County, I am Anburu.
All right, let's now see how the rest of the country also celebrated Eid-ul-Fitr.
Okay, have a look.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Badala ya kulaumu kiongozi, fursa uko nayo saa hizi, chagua ile kiongozi unayedhani ambaye atakuletea maendeleo, ambaye watapeleka hii country mbele.
Mbeleni wakati wa corona kulikuwa ni shida, walikuwa wanaambia wazee wasikuje kusali, lakini mashaallah leo tumeona waumini Waislamu wote wadogo kwa wakubwa wamekutana.
Na tunaeleza ndugu Waislamu wote washikamane na ibada na washikamane na yale ambayo Mwenyezi Mungu ameamrisha na yale ambayo amekataza.
Na saa hizi tuko katika electioneering process. Tunaomba dunia nzima na Kenya tujaribu kuzingatia amani.
Tuheshimu wale ambao wanaabudu kwa njia tofauti na yetu, ili tushikane kama jamii moja.
Umoja huu ambao wametuonesha siku ya leo, na pia wametualika ili tuweze kujumuika pamoja nao. Kitu ambayo inaitwa siasa isikuje kututenganisha.
Sasa tumepata sukari, tumepata ngano, tumepata mafuta, tumepata mchele, tumepata tende, tumepata chumvi, majani, yani yale kitu nyumba angetumika. So hii tu shukrani kubwa sana,
na tunaomba watajiri na viongozi wengine wafate mfano wa huyu, waage mfano wa huyu, wapatie community ambao wako njaa wapatiwe chakula.
Azwaji sayyidina Muhammad wa ala dhurriyyati sayyidina Muhammad wa sallim tasliman kathira.
Sisi na Wajir branch chakula ya watu 500 kwa sababu ya ukame mingi ambaye imekithiri area hii.
Njia ya kurudisha shukrani kwa wateja wetu, na vile vile pia katika njia ya kuweza kutoa kwa jamii ili waweze kufaidika hasa katika huu wakati wa ukame.
Well, that report on Eid-ul-Fitr celebrations brings us to our first break right here on KBC Prime.
And tell us how you celebrated yours at KBC Channel 1 News at Purity_Museo to Mboya 24. Use the hashtag Prime Edition on Twitter to speak to us. Let's take that break.
As campaign intensifies for the upcoming general election, what does all this mean for you, the voter? What do the candidates have to offer? How prepared are agencies charged with the election process? Join John Kuria and Safina Chieng on Kenya Decides. This and every Tuesday from 10 p.m. on KBC Channel 1 as we unpack elections 2022 with a panel of various stakeholders. Make informed electoral decisions.
They want you to know that the flowers that they delivered this morning, as well as the jewelry, were rejected. The person you sent them to refused to accept them.
Well, it better be. Because if it's not, things will change for you in this house.
The doctor seemed like a good person. She made me feel assured. All we need is to be a bit more patient while the medication takes its effect.
Mommy! What's wrong, my darling?
My daddy has another wife!
Welcome back to KBC Prime. Straight into politics. Azimio la Umoja One Kenya presidential flag bearer Raila Odinga has urged Kenyans to desist from divisive politics as the country gears towards the August 9th poll.
Speaking in Laikipia, Odinga reiterated his commitment to fight corruption if elected as president.
Here's that report.
For a second day running, the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition party leader Raila Odinga was in central Kenya, engaging the farmers and businessmen on his 10-point agenda for reviving the economy and empowering Kenyans.
Baba Care! Baba Care! Baba Care itahakikisha ya kwamba kila Mkenya, watoto, kina mama, vijana, wazee, wote wataingia ndani ya bima ya matibabu. Ili ikiwa kama wako wagonjwa wanapata matibabu hata kama hawana pesa, na wale ambao hawezi kulipa ile premium serikali itawalipia. Wale wafugaji watapata msaada kutoka kwa serikali, wakulima watapata msaada kutoka kwa serikali yetu, pande ya kusaidia kwa vifaa vya kilimo, mbegu, mbolea na soko ya mali yao. Sawa sawa.
Odinga at the same time slammed his Kenya Kwanza opponents, saying they lacked practical ideas for developing the country.
Hao wengine ambao wanaongea ni wezi. Si ni wezi. Hawa jamaa wanapenya hazina zetu. Sangile mbaya sasa wanaenda huko ni membamba kama sindano. Baada ya mwaka moja amefura kama kupe. Sasa yale mianya ambayo hawa wanapenya naye na kuingia kwa hazina zetu tutaziba zote.
Drumming up support for Raila Odinga's presidential bid, MPs allied to Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition party praised the handshake between President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga, saying it has brought double achievement to the nation.
2017, alikuja handshake. He did not ask for anything from Uhuru Kenyatta. And I'm a member of parliament, I'll tell you. The development may have happened after handshake from 2018 to now is double what we did from 2013 to 2017. Mpigieni makofi. Isipokuwa ni timu yake ya ODM ambao wametushikilia pale kwenye bunge, kuna watu wengine when we want to pass things that zinasaidia wananchi wanakuja wanapinga.
Laikipia County Governor Derito Moreithi said Odinga's administration will ensure counties receive adequate funds.
When I got here 4 years ago,
You are collecting 400 million shillings, 460 million shillings per year in revenue. Right now you are collecting 1 billion. Yeah. Sio miujiza. I know nyinyi akina Gashara hapa wakati mnanichokora, mnasema magic ya Nderito ni nini? Kwa nini anajenga barabara kila dunia ya Laikipia? Kwa sababu nimefunga mianya ya wizi.
Yesho Kiwashira, Prime Edition.
Let's stay with politics. Safina Party presidential flag bearer Jimmy Wanjigi has vowed not to relent in his quest to become the country's 5th president. Wanjigi downplayed claims that the presidential election is a two-horse race, challenging his opponents to brace themselves for tough competition. Safina Cheng Oma reports.
Safina Party presidential flag bearer Jimmy Wanjigi joined Muslim faithfuls in Kibera for the Eid-ul-Fitr celebrations. It was during this event that Wanjigi affirmed that his 2022 presidential bid is well on course, downplaying claims that the presidential election is a two-horse race.
Mimi Jimmy Wanjigi sirudi nyuma. Nitakuwa kwa debe, nitakuwa kwa debe. Na vile mimi naona utakuwa watu watatu kwa debe. Wale ambao watakuwa kwa debe, wale wengine farasi mbili ambao mnyinyi mnawataja ni farasi watakuwa kwa debe, na mimi kiongozi nitakuwa kwa debe.
Wanjigi further warning that his entry into the race will force a runoff, vowing to settle for nothing but a win.
Sisi tunajua hesabu ya nchi. Hakutakuwa na mshindi first round. Mimi najua tukienda second round nitakuwa hapo kwa runoff na mimi ndio nitashinda.
Meanwhile, an MCA aspirant in Mugumoini ward in Langata constituency has promised to prioritize health and access to education for all if elected in the upcoming polls. Naran Arjan, who will be vying on a Roots Party ticket, pledged to ensure that all bright but needy learners get full sponsorship to support their education.
I know I've sponsored about 12 people who are under me right now on a scholarship. So we will try to expand this and get more people from Mugumoini benefit this scheme. Like today, I pledged about 1 million shilling for MSME so that we can reorganize how to utilize these funds.
Na wale Wahindi ambao wanafanya kazi ya maana kama huyu wanaangaliwa kama vipepeo. Kila wakati ya kura wanaombwa milioni 2, milioni 5. Afadhali tumchague mtu ambaye ataleta hizo pesa hapa, muulize Wahindi wenzako ambao wao na manufaa ya kutosha. Hizo pesa tutumie kwa uchumi wa nchi yetu, tutumie kwa uchumi wa nchi yetu na kuborosha maisha ya watoto wetu.
And hundreds of residents took to the streets in Kabiet, Nandi County to protest over what they termed as shortchanging of their preferred nominee during the just concluded UDA party nominations.
Sisi kama wakaaji wa Kabiet Ward, kama wapiga kura wa sehemu hii, tumekataa ama tuko na hasira zaidi. Kwa nini kutoa akanyang'anywa ushindi wake? Sasa tumeamua tutaenda independent.
Kitu ilichotushangaza zaidi ni wakati walipokuwa wanapeana certificate, tukashtukia jina ilitoka vizuri, mheshimiwa alikuwa amepita, lakini waliweza kumnyang'anya tena.
He was told that he has go and do the counting. From then there was no other communication. We did later on follow up and we found that in our regional office at Elred, David Kiptalule was a winner.
For Prime Edition, I'm Safin Aching Oma.
Let's now move to security issues, or better still, lack of it. Victims of banditry in Baringo have called on government to beef up security in the area and ensure normalcy is restored. In a recent attack, 3 people were killed after armed bandits attacked Ngaratuko, driving away over 80 livestock.
Victims of insecurity in Baringo North have decried lack of food after they fled their homes following persistent attack from armed bandits from neighboring Tiaty sub-county. 3 people were killed recently when bandits raided Ngaratuko area, driving away over 80 livestock. Residents are now living in abject poverty with nothing to feed their families on after their livelihood was disrupted by insecurity, leaving them with nothing to depend on. The locals from Ngaratuko, Yatia, Kagir, Chemoe in Azimio Ward and Baringo North are now appealing to the government to bring back normalcy in the region to enable them continue with their regular activities.
Tunaomba kwamba muende mwambia serikali na hisani yote wako na uwezo hata wasongo ngambo huko wajaribu kusaidia watu ya area hii.
Yati Assistant Chief Jackson Keitan said more than 300 households are facing hunger after their livestock were driven away following persistent attack in the region.
People are littered all over. Watu walitoroka. It affects, in my sub-location, affected almost 10 villages with about 380 households with an average of devoted population of 2,280.
Joan Chemutai, who distributed food to the locals, also appealed to the government to immediately salvage the situation in the region to restore the livelihoods of the affected families. For Prime Edition, I'm Elvis Otieno.
Trade and Industrialization Cabinet Secretary Betty Maina has affirmed the government's commitment to revive the Tana Delta irrigation project in Gamba area of Tana River County. Once complete, the project will benefit over 35,000 residents. The CSO said that the project is in line with the government's goal of attaining food security, challenged private investors to join the cause. According to TARDA Managing Director Liban Roba Duba, approximately 1.6 billion shillings is needed to revive the 76,000-acre Tana Delta irrigation project.
Tana Delta irrigation project, lying on a 76,000-acre parcel of land in Gamba area, Tana Delta sub-county of Tana River County. It has been several years since the project collapsed, halting agricultural activities and dairy farming. The government's plan to revive the multi-billion project presents a glimmer of hope. Trade and Industry Cabinet Secretary Betty Maina, Principal Secretary Belio Kepsang, and other top ministry officials toured the project being managed by the Tana and Athi Rivers Development Authority to oversee the work being done there. The CS affirmed that the government will inject funds to revive the irrigation project, which he says is key in addressing food security and is in line with the Big Four agenda.
We will put in a bit of money to just make it operational, but at the same time we need to explore sustainable ways of running such operations. Government is not good at running business, and therefore the private sector should be invited to partner with us.
This, to us as ministry, as TARDA, is a critical breakthrough, because sometimes, it would be difficult to come back to this community and not be able to explain to them why it takes us 7 years to be able to correct that which was there. It is not that we are starting it afresh. This was happening at some point in time, and we cannot have any plausible reason why we would not be able to deseal this, so that we can bring back the community, we can bring back the program, and we can change livelihood.
According to Tana and Athi Rivers Development Authority Managing Director Liban Duba, they are sourcing for 1.6 billion shillings to complete the entire revival process, which will see the area begin large-scale rice production on 12,000 acres.
We're looking also to explore avenues within the PPP framework, within especially to do with milling. We're looking at joint ventures and also welcoming private investors. But as you have seen earlier at the intake, that is the first phase, and this thing will be done in phases. The next phase will be opening up of the farms, and the entire project will cost about 1.6 billion.
Due to financial constraints, the plan to revive the project will be done in phases. The first phase is already complete, with residents already reaping its benefits.
This beginning phase, with the support of the government, we have been able to put in 35 million to develop the intake at the Kitere Bellmouth, and also to desilt the earlier phases of the earlier phases of the channel. This is the beginning phase. There will be need for subsequent investment, but this is good enough to start the process of building back the economic ecosystem of the Tana Delta irrigation project and the communities that have been dependent on this channel over the years since inception.
Tumefurahia sana kwa sababu maji yanapita saa hii. Tunaweza kusaidika kwa wanyama wanaweza kutumia hayo maji, na hayo maji yakienda kule Gamba irrigation scheme inaweza kutusaidia kukuza mimea kama mpunga ambao ndio lengo la kula Tarda hapa.
Once complete, the 36-kilometer canal is expected to benefit about 35,000 residents living along the canal from the Kitere intake to the rubber dam and Tarda farm in Gamba. For Prime Edition, I'm Safin Aching Omar.
45,000 residents expected to benefit as a result of that project. Now, let me take you to Kisumu, where at least 40 passengers escaped unhurt after a bus that they were traveling in burst into flames along the Kisumu-Nairobi highway near Mboya Trading Center. As Weekly Focage reports from Kisumu, the bus, which belongs to the Guardian Bus Company, was headed to Nairobi from Museo when one of its rear tires caught fire, reducing it to a shell.
It was a lucky escape for the over 40 passengers who were traveling in the Nairobi-bound bus when one of its rear tires caught fire near Mboya Market along the Kisumu-Nairobi highway. Firefighters from the Kisumu Fire Department rushed to the scene and put out the fire, but the damage was already done as the passengers' luggage were also reduced to ashes.
Moto ilikuwa kubwa. Tulijaribu kunyunyiza maji lakini ilisindikana.
All the passengers aboard were evacuated to safety and later picked up by a sister bus belonging to the Guardian Bus Company.
I only heard of a bus, like kind of a tire bus at around 4 a.m. And as usual, I thought it was a lorry because I felt like it shook even my heart. But little did I know that it was an accident.
Ilianza ikashika moto, ikalipuka. Sasa gari yenyewe yote ikashika moto. Gari ikachomeka, mizigo zikachomeka zote, lakini bahati nzuri abiria waliponea, wengine walisaidia wakatoka kwa bus.
What was remaining of the bus was later towed to Kisumu Central Police Station, with Kisumu County Police Commander Alphonse Kimathi indicating commencement of investigation into the Dawn incident. For Prime Edition, I am Wycliffe Okage.
And the construction of the Maritime Safety and Rescue Regional Command Center to serve Lake Victoria will commence in October this year in Mwanza, Tanzania, as the East Africa community strives to avert calamities in the lake. The construction of the life-saving center ground to a halt after disagreements among member states on where the center was to be stationed. The multi-million facility will be complemented by smaller stations in the towns surrounding the lake. Achola Simon reports.
Each year, at least 5,000 lives are lost in Lake Victoria as locals continue to utilize the vast shared resource without proper safety mechanisms. That is, however, set to change as the Lake Basin Commission commences construction of the Regional Safety and Rescue Command Center in Mwanza, Tanzania.
It is really sad to witness such loss of life. And even not only life, even the properties. Imagine the tragedy that happened in Tanzania, those tragedies that happened in Uganda. It is sad. We are very optimistic and ambitious to make sure we put vibrant and effective rescue system within the wreck.
The 200 million shillings facility will be complemented by smaller rescue centers in member states as the region moves to secure the lake ahead of the exploitation under the blue economy.
And address the issues. So although the imaginary boundaries are in the water, but the water still belongs to the three partner states. So we do have Also, sub-centers will be installed here in Kisumu for Kenya, and another one in Entebbe for Uganda. And of course, the regional coordination center, which will be located in Mwanza, will also have the national component for Tanzania.
The construction of the center had ground to a halt at the conception stage as member states jostled over its location. The commission seeks to enhance mobile telephony coverage in the lake, as well as equip the devolved rescue centers with safety and rescue personnel. In the meantime, the commission is calling for urgent measures from member states to rescue the Mount Elgon ecosystem. Speaking at the ongoing Ministerial Council meeting in Kisumu, the Executive Secretary General said member states must move with speed to save the mountain's ecosystem that is threatened by encroachment by the locals for agricultural activities.
We have already initiated the MOU and started engaging the two countries. Number one, to agree, to cooperate and implement a project and a program to do restoration and change the situation to improve the ecosystem there.
Achola Simon, Prime Edition, Kisumu County.
There's an item here on mental health. A section of health experts in the country want government to set aside more funds to deal and combat mental health illness among Kenyans. Led by Addiction Prevention and Rehabilitation Association of Kenya chairperson Boniface Dirago, the experts said that heightened political tension, coupled with skyrocketing cost of living, is a major contributing factor to high number of mental health issues in the country.
Health experts have warned that the culture of denial and silence which surrounds mental health issues in the country could only make things worse if measures are not put in place to curb it.
If they don't get any intervention, we are likely going to find ourselves in a situation whereby people and the economy generally gets affected.
And it's also good for people to be honest with themselves, to be self-aware when they feel like they've reached the limit, so that they can reach out for help.
We're beginning to see that this called love addiction of people who are compulsive and obsessive about their loved ones. And these are characteristics that people need to know. They assume that this is love, but in real terms it's an obsession.
Speaking in Nairobi during the official opening of Genesis Rehabilitation Center, the health experts said there's need to address challenges leading to depression among Kenyans, including high cost of living and joblessness.
For me, I remember I started taking alcohol at the age of 4 years. I didn't know myself, but I was able to come to terms and understand this is addiction and I need to get out of it.
When I was in rehab and many other rehabs that I've visited since, you find people referring to themselves as inmates, which gives the sense of like we're in prison and we're in, So even in the naming, we are Genesis Retreat and Wellness Center. Because that's what we want to embody. We want to tell people that, listen, you can come and you can recover in dignity.
With drug and substance abuse topping the list attributed to the rise in mental illness among Kenyans, the experts are now appealing to the government to set aside enough funds to deal and combat mental health illness among Kenyans.
Allocation of resources to really address the issues of drug and substance abuse, that we can have, just as other sectors get to have enough budget directed to issues of mental health. And because it's a fight that the professionals cannot win alone.
Lucky in the UK because the access to mental health and secondary care in general is a lot more developed, and we're hoping that here in Kenya this can become the norm as well.
Do you have a news story to share with KBC? Get in touch swiftly on email news@kbc.co.ke or call 0723-892-654 or 0734-780-124.
Some people dream of success, while Good Morning Kenya is here to make that happen. Start your day with authentic updates that can make or break your day. Make sure you know before you go. Join Jane Wamboi, Doreen Okello, Regina Manyara, and Victor Olo to share every morning with you. It doesn't matter where you are. You can always access Good Morning Kenya from different devices. Good Morning Kenya. Every Monday to Thursday from 6:30 to 10 a.m. on KBC Channel 1.
The world marked International Jazz Day, which celebrates and highlights the importance of jazz music and its ability to unite people from different cultures in various parts of the world.
Jiji ni ya huu, jiji ni ya wenye jiji wale wanatembea. So when you see many cars here congesting the city, those are not the owners of the city. If we talk democracy, then the city belongs to the working public.
Wale wana do naini ya wale wana milita blue natumaini najitolea daima Kenya hakika ya bendera miuta.
The students have performed in some of the biggest jazz events in the 254, in return interacting with the biggest names in the music industry.
Well, thank you for staying with us. Moving on, one person died on the spot while several others are nursing injuries after the vehicle that they were traveling in collided with a 14-seater matatu near Kangaru School, that's along the Embu-Meru Highway. Confirming the incident, Embu West Sub-County Police Commander Julius Kiumbure said that the accident occurred when the driver of the Probox that was ferrying Mira, by the way, tried to overtake from the wrong side. Here is more in our county news roundup.
The driver of the Probox died on the spot, with his two passengers sustaining minor injuries following a head-on collision with a 14-seater matatu along the Embu-Meru Highway. Embu West Sub-County Police Commander Julius Chumbure, who confirmed the incident, said the fatal accident could have been avoided.
Kwa bahati mbaya, yule jamaa wa kuendesha gari la Mira aliovertake kupitia upande wa ambao ufai, akapita kwa pavement na vile kuja kugongana ana kwa ana na yule bwana wa gari ya abiria ambayo ilikuwa inasafiri kiwe inaelekea upande wa Meru. Kwa bahati mbaya, yule jamaa wa Mira au driver Mira aliweza kuumia, na pale kutokana kule yale majeraha aliweza kufariki.
Elsewhere, the Kenya Union of Domestic Hotels, Educational Institutions, Hospitals and Allied Workers, KUDHEHA, has lauded President Uhuru Kenyatta's decision to increase the minimum wages for low-income earners by 12%. KUDHEHA Secretary General Albert Njeru says the Labor Day pronouncement by the President could not have come at a better time owing to the current harsh economic times.
Hiyo ni kuonyesha serikali inajali mnyonge, inajali yule mfanyikazi mdogo ambaye alikuwa analipwa chini ya shilingi 500 kila siku. Hakuwa na hata pesa ya kujiandaa kwa kulipa NHIF, NSSF, hata maana ya kufikiria mambo ya savings.
In Nakuru, a section of Turkana elders living in Bahati constituency are urging Turkana residents not to be swayed by the politics of deceit, urging the residents to only vote for leaders who will advocate for inclusivity.
Tumenyanyaswa kwa muda, na wakati huu tumesema kama jamii ya Waturkana Kenya mzima tutatangaza msimamo yetu kulingana na kiongozi ule ambaye anatujali, ule ambaye anatutambua, na ule ambaye anaona ya kuwa Waturkana ni watu Kenya hii.
Jamii yetu tumejiunga ili tumfuate mtu mwenye anatutambua,
mtu mwenye hana ubaguzi, anatuhusisha kwa mambo nyingi. Kaona huyu mtu mwenye anahusisha kila kabila wote anawahusisha. Tunaangalia mtu sasa, sisi tunaangalia mtu mwenye ako na maendeleo.
Watu wengi ambao pengine wanadharau jamii za minority ama hiyo jamii kudharauliwa ati hamjazi kikombe, lakini ninataka kuhakikishia kura yenu ni muhimu kwetu kama timu Mrembo na Kazi.
Meanwhile, a number of civil rights groups have vowed to begin peaceful demonstration on Wednesday in protest of the unending violence in the Middle East.
The same force they are using against the Russian people, they should use it against the Israeli people when they are fighting, who have been fighting the Palestinians over a long time over their right to land. Palestinian land has now become an open prison for the Palestinians.
And Embu Governor Dr. James Nyoro says his administration, in conjunction with the Interior Ministry, is going to fast-track the issuance of ID cards and birth certificates for the Muslim community living in the region.
Kama county government wahakikishia kuwa lazima tuendelee kufanya kazi tukiwa tunarecognize ati hawa watu wako nyumbani na wako kwao hata kwa serikali.
He's credited with dealing with runaway inflation and bringing back foreign development support when he served as the Minister for Finance following the 1992 multi-party elections. In tonight's segment of the Cabinet, we feature Musalia Mudavadi, who served as Kenya's Vice President for only 3 months in President Daniel Arap Moi's cabinet.
Born Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi in 1960 in Sabatia, Vihiga District, currently Vihiga County, Mudavadi made his debut in Kenyan politics in 1989, winning the Sabatia constituency parliamentary seat in a by-election following the death of his father, Moses Mudavadi. Aged 29, Mudavadi would become the youngest member of the cabinet when President Daniel Arap Moi appointed him Minister for Supplies and Marketing. Shortly after retaining the Sabatia constituency seat in the 1992 general election, Mudavadi's loyalty to President Moi would be rewarded as he was appointed Minister for Finance. The Sabatia MP would face a difficult task, heading the docket at a time that the economy was said to be in tatters, characterized by excess money circulating in the country and excess local borrowing by the government, among other issues. Mudavadi's boldness in admitting the government's mistake in printing more money than the country needed during the 1992 elections earned him admiration not only from the opposition but also from the international community. Following the 1997 general election, where he once again retained the Sabatia parliamentary seat, Mudavadi was moved to head the Agriculture Ministry, where, like his previous ministerial position, he was faced with a myriad of challenges. With assistance from the ministry's permanent secretary, Shem Migot, Mudavadi was able to deal with the challenges that came with the post, including the ailing sugar industry occasioned by illegal imports, delayed payments for milk and cereals produce, and delayed bonus payments for coffee and tea farmers. However, despite a great start in dealing with the problems, Mudavadi was not able to complete the task before he left the ministry, moving to the docket of Information, Transport and Communication from the year 1999 to 2000. Subsequently, he was named Kenya's Vice President, a post he served briefly ahead of the 2002 elections. In the 2002 elections, Mudavadi ran for Vice President as Uhuru Kenyatta's running mate. The ensuing results would see him stay away from the political arena until 2005. His ticket, alongside Uhuru, lost the election to Nax Mwai Kibaki, while he, Mudavadi, also lost the Sabatia parliamentary seat to Moses Akaranga. Mudavadi would in 2007 become Raila Odinga's running mate on an ODM ticket. Despite the ticket losing to Kibaki, Mudavadi would unseat Akaranga and head back to Parliament as Member of Parliament for Sabatia once again. ODM disputed the 2007 elections, leading to a power-sharing deal between Kibaki and Raila. As part of a grand coalition cabinet, Mudavadi was named Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Local Government in 2008. His presidential ambitions in the 2013 elections on a United Democratic Party ticket were unsuccessful, as he finished third behind Raila Odinga and eventual winner Uhuru Kenyatta. In 2017, Musalia Mudavadi backed Raila Odinga's unsuccessful bid for the presidency a second time under the National Super Alliance, NASA. Currently, Mudavadi, through his party Amani National Congress, is part of the Kenya Kwanza Alliance, backing Deputy President William Ruto's bid to become the 5th President of Kenya.
Let's enjoy this happy day. Eid-ul-Mubarak, come on, let's celebrate. Eid-ul-Said, let's enjoy this happy day. Eid-ul-Mubarak, come on, let's celebrate, celebrate. Let's celebrate.
Well, good evening and thank you for joining us for tonight's edition of KBC Sports Update with me, Richard Munga. Now, Kenya's rich heritage was showcased during the opening ceremony of the 24th Summer Deaf Olympics in Caxias do Sul, Brazil. The Kenyan contingent wore the traditional attire representing the Kenyan culture as they marched in front of a controlled crowd with the games beginning today. Kenya's flag bearers, Emilia Thiambo and Calvin Musalia, led the team in the ceremonial outfit, the men donning white shirts with bearded cuffs and the ladies in red dresses complete with bearded neck pieces. The rest of the contingent at the terrace looked on as the Kenyan delegation was introduced to close to 1,000 guests who were allowed into the venue for the opening ceremony. Kenya is being represented by a total of 136 athletes who will compete in handball, football, basketball, golf and athletics.
Do esporte, onde todos se unem, que é representante de uma geração que construiu o esporte surdo no Brasil, o senhor Mário Pimentel, primeiro presidente da CBDS. Como curiosidade,
Meanwhile, Ghana's Exchequers have registered their third win of the International Gold Cup Hockey Club Invitational Tournament, which began on Saturday at the Sikh Union Club in Nairobi after defeating Strathmore Scorpions 4-2. Early on, Kenya Police thrashed USAU men 4-1.
Ghana's Exchequers defeated Strathmore Kenya 4-2 in their third match of the Gold Cup Invitational Tournament, ongoing at Sikh Union Club. Exchequers captain Akaba Alikem put his team top of the table after scoring a hat-trick in today's match. The Safalda Hockey League Gala winners currently have 9 points in the event. Despite Strathmore having put a brave and tight fight, the Exchequers outdid the Scorpions with their technical prowess and are aiming at participating in the Africa Cup for club championships, which are set to be held in Blantyre, Malawi later this year.
So the teams are all good. They are not that bad. Maybe technically something small, it's not there. Maybe which we have. Maybe that's the only difference.
As a team, have that as part of our program to develop the young guys, to give the young guys a lot more exposure, to have more games, competitive games outside Ghana, and build their confidence.
We want to gain valuable experience. The team is a very young team, it's a very rookish team, and every bit that we play adds value to us in terms of experience and exposure. So we do not set specific targets for ourselves.
Expect to learn new things, we expect to improve our stick work skills, and also it's like a build up to the league match which we're playing for.
In the first match of the day, USIU was thrashed by Kenya Police 4-1, with Joseph Baraka scoring the university side only consolation goal. The tournament will take a break tomorrow and resume on Wednesday, with curtains coming down on the event this Thursday. For sports, I am Nora Mongi.
Well, of course, make sure to keep tuned into our subsequent bulletins starting on Wednesday, of course, for more updates in regards to that tournament. Now, on to other matters, whereby Boxing Federation of Kenya will send a team of 10 boxers to the Women's World Championships in Istanbul, Turkey. The global showpiece will run from the 6th of this month till the 21st of this month.
Hit Squad had a build-up tournament in the Africa Zone 3 Boxing Championship in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where the team won 18 medals, 6 gold, 5 silver and 7 bronze. Some of the pugilists to Istanbul include Africa Zone 3 gold medalists Elizabeth Andiego, Evelyn Akinyi and Teresia Wanjiro. Africa Zone 3 silver medalists Christine Ongare, Stacy Ayoma, Lona Kusa, bantamweight Amina Mada, flyweight Anne Wanjiro, Beatrice Akoth and Elizabeth Akinyi also made the cut.
Mazoezi yamekuwa ukienda vizuri. Tulikuwa na mashindano ya Zone 3 kule Kongo na tuliweza kuyatumia kama pia ya kujipima nguvu na kuona makosa yapi ambayo wachezaji walikuwa wanafanya ili tuweze kuyarekebisha.
Performance yangu kwa African Zone 3 ilikuwa ni platform ya e-game inafaa kuanza na na feel I'm very ready for that goal.
So far so good. Mazoezi tuko sawa na tunabili kama mademu. Ile zoezi zenye tumechapa tunaenda kukamna good news na good performance.
After the World Championship, the Kenyan boxers will shift focus to the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, England. The Kenyan contingent will leave the country on Friday for Istanbul, Turkey.
Also, the third edition of the Kenya National 4x4 Challenge came to an end over the weekend, with a total of 22 drivers, 2 of whom were ladies from the Lionesses team, taking part in different categories. The challenge was held at Oloksikon Motorsport Park, Kajiado County, and organized by Kenya Racing Team. Travis Mungai emerged the winner in the beginners category with 80 points, while Antaljot Saimbi took charge of the intermediate class, also on 80 points. The experts category award went to Team Kazon, while the Super Experts category was won by Oliver Lavo, Lisa Christopherson and Pauline Shegu, who awarded the best ladies teams. Lisa was being navigated by Mitchell Chow in the intermediate category, while Shegu was navigated by Christabel Washuka. Of course, congratulations to our very own Pauline Shegu. Now to sports making headlines internationally. Manchester United's final home match of what has been an extremely disappointing Premier League season will take place tonight with Brentford, the visitors to Old Trafford. The Red Devils are currently 6th on the table, 5 points behind 4th place Arsenal, who have 2 games in hand, while Brentford occupy 12th position, having enjoyed an impressive campaign in the top flight.
Manchester United will host Brentford tonight at Old Trafford in their last game at home this season. United managed to avoid a